Hi, I'm Starlet Baker, the Executive Director for Strongwater Farm, and we are here as part of the Strongwater Series, Meet the Team. And I'm here with Stacy, one of our instructors, volunteer mentor, or volunteer coordinator and mentor, and soon to be ESMHL. Yeah. All the stuff, all the instructor stuff, all the program stuff. Volunteer coordinator piece is really no small task. So I just want to say thank you for joining me today. I know that this is a lot out of your busy schedule, but really wanted to get your story out there as part of the team in Strongwater. So welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right. So where do I start? So I will say one of the names that keeps coming up in such a positive way is your name. Right. Board members, same thing. Like Chris Peterson in his video, he said, you know, I met Stacy and I was there. Like I was hooked. I know that other volunteers feel very supported by you. The instructors here, I see so much that you do behind the scenes, especially when it comes to events or just the little things that go such a long way. All the extra care and attention to detail that you put in, all the heart that you put into it, into the mission for the clients, to the families, and just all around. Like you are the exact reason why we can thrive the way that we can do, right? You
Thank
and
you.
Of course the rest of the
The
team.
rest of the team.
But whenever your name comes up, it is always in a positive way. So I would love to understand, especially for the audience's sake, I would love to understand kind of what got you started in Strongwater, right? And like how long ago that was. And then kind of how your role has grown and evolved from here, or from there, I should say, to where you're at today. And just kind of learn about who you are, right? So, perfect. How did you get started?
How did I get started? So I got started, I think, in 2016 when I was at a crossroads in life and I needed change. So for me, I had 2 small babies.
Yep.
I wasn't working full time and I needed change. I opened up Indeed, and the first job that popped up for horse industry was a job with Work Opportunities Unlimited, and it was for a support specialist. And they had to have horse experience and human services experience. So I have a background working for a DCF years ago.
Okay.
So to me, that was the perfect mix because I have horse experience and I have human services experience.
Awesome.
So I immediately reached out to a friend and asked them to help me put together my resume because I also hadn't done one in a while.
Yeah.
He helped put it together, sent it over, and I immediately hit send, not knowing that that wasn't even the final draft.
Oh.
But that's okay.
You're ready to get going.
I needed to move for my own sake. I needed to move on that. So I sent it over immediately. I got a response back. We set up an interview. I interviewed with the company. I was told by the woman who interviewed me that she wasn't even allowed to hire people, but that she was hiring me, and it was for the benefit of the clients.
Yeah.
So one particular client was struggling because he was not allowed to work until they could find someone with horse experience.
Gotcha.
So that's how I started with Work Opportunities.
There you are.
I think, third shift was covering someone at Strongwater Farm. So our support specialist was supporting individuals here at Strongwater volunteering.
Yeah.
And she was out sick. So I ended up here and then I stayed. Okay. So that became my new role anyway, that I began supporting all of the clients at all of the farms. We were at 3 different farms.
Through Work Opportunities. Okay.
Yep, but Strongwater was their biggest one that they had been at for a while.
Okay.
And that's how I got to Strongwater. For me, it was a crowning moment because my first day here was a breath. It was a breath of fresh air. It was just a breath to be back in my realm. So I have horse experience. I went to college for horses. I did 4 years with an equine, associates in equine studies and a bachelor's in equine business management. And then life got in the way. I got other jobs. And this was how I was going to come back to horses. So, yeah.
Okay.
I began supporting clients here. Quickly after I started working on getting my mass license again because I had let it lapse while I was pregnant. And I started working on my PATH certification.
And that's no small task.
Nope.
That's
so
huge.
I was doing both at the same time and working and all of it, but I had a lot of support even way back then from Strongwater to just say, join us, come be part of us, because I loved it here.
Yep.
So I did. And I think I was hired officially in 2018 as a part-time instructor. So I only worked Sundays and I filled in. And then that kind of morphed a little over the years. And in 2020, after the world opened back up again, or as we were opening back up again, because actually Strongwater was one of the first places around to start accepting services again, because we're so open and airy and you can stay 6 feet apart. So a lot of clients were coming back. We had clients coming from other places because we were also very accepting and very willing to work with our clients where they're at as well. Knowing that not all of our students could wear masks or could wear all the safety protocol. In 2020, they asked if I wanted to stay on full-time. So I did. I actually transitioned out of work opportunities and came on to Strongwater Farm full-time.
I bet
I have been there ever since, or been here ever since.
Now, you started as an instructor. What about, how did you transition to the volunteer coordinator role? Because that's kind of the...
So that was 2020. That was
Okay.
with 2020 reopening.
Okay.
Our program director at the time had decided that it wasn't really a role that she enjoyed as much as she wanted to.
Gotcha.
So the current volunteer coordinator, Cassandra,
then
transitioned, current at the time, transitioned into the program manager. And then they asked if I would transition up into volunteer coordinator. So that was how I started volunteer coordinating and have been here ever since. And I love it. I love that part of my role. I love the people part of it. And I love the horses all the time. But I like the engagement of the volunteers. I love being in the middle of it. I love going out and helping volunteers and being part of it. If I'm asking you to pick a paddock, I'm going to go with you and pick a paddock. So I also love that about Strongwater, that we all are on the same playing field. Nobody is higher up than anyone else, even if your job title has you higher up. Everyone is in the mix together. We're all mucking stalls. We're all cleaning bathrooms. We're all doing all of the work that we're asking volunteers to do as well, so that there's no hierarchy that way. And that, I think, is what I love the most, is that we're a team, we're a family. And so
that's good.
I love Strongwater.
So is that kind of piggybacking onto the reason why you stay? So you've been here for a little bit, right? Nonprofit world is not the easiest, especially the equestrian world is not the easiest. It takes a special type of person to thrive in this setting, right? Definitely. And you absolutely do that. So what keeps you? What helps you stay?
It's a good question. I think for me, there's so many reasons on why I stay. One of them is that Strongwater had its own effect on me. So what we're doing for our clients, I had the same effect, that I was in a spot that I needed to get out of. I needed to make changes, and Strongwater was there for me as the support and not even knowing it. I think that's one reason I stay. Another reason is team. We're a huge team. I don't even look at it as a team. It's a family. I usually, in my emails, I call it our farm family, but it is because everybody's very caring. Everybody's very genuine. We're small enough that it's very personal. I feel like we're not a big enough entity that you're lost in the numbers or you're lost in the mix. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows everybody's history, background, life. And for me,
why they're here,
that's why I enjoy it, is the very personal touch of being able to ask someone, hey, how is your family doing? Or I know you had some stuff going on. How's that working?
So there's one thing that I admire about you on that point specifically is whenever I've talked to you about volunteers and kind of how people are doing and stuff like that, or if a specific volunteer would be, maybe instrumental in some sort of task that we have going on. You know them so well. You know that they're going to be out for a family concern, right? Or you know that they've got something else on their plate that they can't quite carry anything else right now. You know their families, you know their siblings' names, you know their kids' names, you know birthdays, you know special occasions. Talk about, like I always say, me personally, I always like to say, I like to know somebody 3 layers deep.
Yeah.
You go far beyond that, and you get to know them on such a personal level that it's hard to not build a connection with you. And I've seen that demonstrated in so many different conversations that I've witnessed with you and volunteers, or you and other team members and stuff like that. And then getting at the heart of it, right? You are the right personality, the right person with the right experience to be that volunteer coordinator. I've witnessed, and I've spoken with so many different volunteers who come in and been like, yeah, I got my volunteer orientation, and one of the first things that they say is, I love Stacy, right? Because not only are you thorough in your volunteer orientation, you're humble about it. You're always available for questions, and like if somebody doesn't know how to do something, or doesn't have the physical capabilities to do something, or feels like their schedule doesn't allow it for everything that we really kind of need, you're always like, that's okay.
Yep.
Come as you can, do what you can, and then if you can't make it, you just let me know, right? Because there's something that always ends up popping up for some people, and we're all human. We all need that grace and all need that flexibility, and you do that very well. And that goes for you and connecting with the team and the families as well. I've seen you connect with, you have a client on Thursday, late afternoon, early evening, and you know that family so well. Like it's not just a task for you, it's a connection for you. As simple as putting up Christmas lights, right? To making sure that the clients have some sort of like, what's the term? Like, because we can't have the big arena lights, right?
Yeah.
So what was the purpose
for that particular client? Yes, the arena lights trigger their seizures.
Yeah.
So instead, we've put up Christmas lights just to also give them kind of a sensory thing. They can look at the Christmas lights. It also keeps it darker, a little dimmer, but not in the dark.
Yep.
Yes,
I love it.
them.
So anyway, so many of the volunteers, we have a little over 200, I think, on the distro list for the emails and stuff. And not everybody can come in all the time, but that's okay. They come in maybe once a quarter, once every 6 months or so, or offering their talents from their home because they're wheelchair bound, whatever. Just had that conversation today. So just you always are able to help them stay involved and help them feel connected to the mission, connected to what we do, connected to Strongwater. And that takes a special skill set that not a whole lot of people have. And that's what makes you kind of so brilliant at your role of volunteer coordinator.
I think that's what I like about Strongwater too, is we've kind of morphed a little over the years, even since I've started, in making it what you want it to be.
Yeah.
So that's part of my orientation, is to say we want it to be what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Not everybody can devote 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a week.
Nope.
Not everybody can devote that a month. And so it's more, you tell us what you can do, and we'll take that too. If you have a hidden talent that we don't know we need, let us know that too.
Yep.
I mean, you have a lot of hidden talents that just come out for their hidden talents, and everything helps Strongwater. So that's kind of how I look at it too, so that even your hour a month or hour every 2 months, it still helps, and every little bit helps. So I think letting our volunteers know that every little bit that you offer is a help, because I think some people at times feel like if I can't give a lot, then it's not worth it, or am I really helping you if I can only come for 1 hour a month? And you are.
Yeah.
So I like that that's how we look at it.
Yeah, they're not signed up for, well, they can sign up for a specific lesson or whatever, but they're not required to do a minimum amount of hours.
Sign up as much or as little as you want. You can pop in, you can pop out.
Yep.
You can stay on our volunteer list for as long as you want, and come back when you're ready, because we'll always be here. So that happens too, that people need to take a break, whether it's a life break, a brain break, whatever it is, and come back. And that's something I tell them too, that we'll still be here. So when you're ready to come back, come back.
Yep. I remember there was a volunteer, so shortly after I met you, right, as a volunteer myself, there was another volunteer, and he would show up randomly just because he needed to that day. He often stayed kind of to himself, and whenever he felt good, he would communicate with people, he would connect with people. But I remember seeing him here so many times just because he needed a space.
Yeah, because he needed it. And that's,
yeah,
I know who you're talking about, but that's also something that I feel like we pride ourselves in being able to say. We have a lot of veterans. We have a lot of veterans and first responders, and not everybody is ready to be here in full capacity. Not everybody's ready to be social. Not everybody's ready for all of it. So I feel like it's a really welcoming place to say, when you're having a good day, there are plenty of people to talk to. And when you're in a brain space, you can grab a wheelbarrow and go pick a paddock by yourself and be out in solitude. Yeah, fix a roof, grab one of our ride-on lawnmowers and go cut grass. But then you're still out, you're in the community, you're helping, but maybe at that moment you're not in a brain space to interact.
Yeah.
And that's okay too, because if that's all you need for that day is to get out and be in nature around the horses, then please come.
Yep.
Because it's still helping also.
You
but
do
now
that
it's
so well.
helping us and it's helping them. So
yep.
that's
you
my
do that very
favorite
well.
offer for a lot of people is, let us meet you where you're at. But let us know where you're at.
Yeah.
Because I think it's good. We have volunteers that are nervous about starting.
Yeah.
So they want to start out slow. They want to start slow, kind of dip their toes in, see if it's what they want. I usually tell people we're very flexible in that if you want to come in for 1 hour a week and try it, great. And if you decide you want more, we'll add you. If you want to jump in both feet for 8 hours a day, we will also put you in for 8 hours a day.
Yep.
But if you decide, oh, that's a little too much, you can also back out. So it's very flexible in the schedule.
Yep. And I know you put a lot of extra time and effort into the schedule. I know I've seen you sending out emails at all hours of the day and the night. And then one of the reasons why I kind of slide some food to her, because I know she probably hasn't, eaten in a while. And here's some water. But you're constantly on top of things. The way you work with Jane and Kaylee, making sure the schedule is fleshed out, making sure that the instructors have the volunteers that they need for their specific lessons, because some lessons require more volunteers than others. And then the extra layer that is the volunteers and their skill set. And okay, no, that volunteer probably isn't the most ideal for that lesson because that lesson requires this, this, and this. So like we have one lesson that requires sign language, so it's really beneficial to have a volunteer who also knows sign language. And then just kind of you understand the volunteers and the clients on so much depth that you're able to match skills with lessons, which is, again, from an HR person, like that's a unique talent that not a whole lot of people have. All right, so transitioning aside from the volunteer stuff, because we could literally go on the volunteer stuff like for hours, because I love it.
Me too.
That's how I got started here, meeting Stacy. Anyway, so whenever it comes to your horse experience, right, so let's talk a little bit about that and kind of how that fed into you wanting to be an instructor. Kind of how did that world get connected? Like, because you can own a horse, right? And you can go own the horse and do it for yourself and not necessarily want to teach. But you, with your horse experience, which is for how many years? Ish?
30 plus.
Yep. Okay. And then transitioning that into being an instructor, like what drove you to want to teach?
That's a really good question. Because even in college, I remember in my 3rd and 4th year of college for horses, one of my classmates telling me how she couldn't wait because when she graduated, she was going to be a therapeutic riding instructor. And I thought, no, I don't really have any interest, not for any other reason except that wasn't on my radar.
Yeah.
I also remember telling in my first 2 years to my other friend in horse college that I had no interest in working on a breeding farm.
Yeah.
And then fresh out of college, those are the 2 jobs I got.
Yeah.
But I think life puts you in the places you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's interesting now when I look back because I love this job and I can't see myself in a different job,
Mm-hmm.
even in the horse world.
Yep.
And I just feel like this is, for me, this is home.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
think as far as instructing, that was also in college. It was one of our classes we had to take was learning how to be a licensed riding instructor for able-bodied students.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just morphed from there too. That I feel like once I got to Strongwater and saw what Strongwater was, that's when I decided I wanted to be a therapeutic riding instructor. Just looking at the clientele that we help, that we interact with, this just seemed like the spot. I feel like at that moment, it's the universe putting 2 and 2 together and just saying like, here's where you need to be. And so I don't think it was a conscious decision first out. That instead it was more
just a sequence of events.
the universe
Yeah.
putting it together for me
Okay.
and knowing what I needed before I knew what I needed.
Okay. I can completely relate to
Yeah.
that for so many different reasons. Okay. All right. So we'll transition to what are some of your, I don't know, favorite horse memories for Strongwater while you're here at Strongwater?
Gosh, there's so many.
Yeah, I know. What's 1 or 2 that comes to the forefront? I won't ask the favorite horse question because Kaylee definitely was like, no.
Favorite horse question.
Favorite horse memories. We'll leave it
Favorite
at
horse
that.
memory.
Yes,
I feel like I have so many just from being in so many different lessons.
Yeah.
I feel like one of my favorite memories wasn't even a lesson that I taught in. It was just a lesson that I was helping in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was with a woman who started as a volunteer with us, then moved into being a board member, then due to her getting Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yep.
She then became a student with us. And so helping in her lessons was really moving. We used Shelly, who is an amazing therapeutic horse.
Her name comes up a lot.
And just watching Shelly's interaction with this student was amazing. Shelly knew exactly what to do, when to do it. She knew when to wait for this student who would be struggling because she couldn't talk, she couldn't communicate anymore. So we came up with ways for her to communicate well on Shelly, but just watching the interaction between the horse and rider, which has nothing to do with the leaders, the sidewalkers, the instructor. It's all the horse intuitively knowing what needs to happen. For me, that's amazing. And I see it a lot on the same level with a lot of our horses. So we have horses who are higher level. We have horses that have their own opinions. But watching some of our horses, like Enzo is one of them. Watching Enzo and an instructor get on, his attitude is kind of game on. Let's go. Let's have fun. Let's do things. And then watching a therapeutic student or heavily therapeutic student get on and literally seeing in his brain the shift, that he makes a shift, his head drops, he goes into a very different space, and he just knows that this is someone I have to protect, this is someone I need to help, and it's amazing. That, to me, is amazing when you can physically see the change for a horse. So I think I don't always have, I have so many specifics that we couldn't go in.
Right. No,
but for that, for me, Shelly is amazing, and she is always amazing. So for me, the more powerful ones, even so, are the horses that are a little spicier or have their own opinions. And watching them know when to turn off their opinions and to protect and take care. And
it's that switch mode that gets flipped on.
So we had it last week when we had Enzo enter a new lesson that he doesn't normally do with a heavily therapeutic student that we want to make sure that we're safe. And Enzo immediately switched. He went from being spicy in the back barn and just being opinionated and wonderful to just a complete transition to knowing what to do, when to do it, and how. And it was really amazing.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So I guess that kind of leads into my next question about some of your favorite memories here at Strongwater. And I know you have so many to pick from, but like, what's your top one or two? It could be with volunteers. It could be with a client. It could be with a team member.
Again, I don't think I have a specific memory. I think for me, my favorite memory of Strongwater is watching the interactions, watching volunteers help students, and watching horses help the students, watching staff members help each other help students. So it's all of the interactions that are quiet, and if you're not looking, you don't notice them.
Nope.
Or, a lot of them are intuitive. So watching a volunteer also shift how they react or don't react, or it's just, I think there's something about Strongwater that makes it magical.
Yeah.
My memories are just watching people interact, watching horses and people interact.
Yep. I know there's been plenty of times where I'll see you and I'll kind of walk by and we'll both witness something at the same time. Be like, Stacy, look at this.
Yeah. We're just watching a
and
horse.
Stuff and that's true for everybody, but like you take in those moments,
you notice
right?
them because you're kind of looking and kind of always observing. I guess for me, if I were to pick a very specific, I think of King.
Yep.
King is very intuitive. Not that all of our horses aren't, but King sometimes just knows. He knows when he's needed. He knows when he's needed to rest his head on someone's shoulder who's struggling. I've seen him walk up and match someone's energy in goofiness, knowing that at that moment they need light and airy and not serious. And then other times where he just knows to walk over and interact in a very calm, quiet, slow fashion, because that's what they need that day. So that to me is amazing too.
It's kind of having that friend who sits next to you and just sits there in the quiet and just carries whatever it is that you have with you.
Someone to carry your load with you.
Right.
And even if they can't carry it, to support you while you carry it.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Because our horses obviously can't always carry what we're carrying.
No.
But they can stand next to you and hold you up while you carry it.
Yep. No, that's fair.
And just be there. Horses know how to be present.
Yep.
And sometimes we need our horses to remind us to be present.
They definitely, they are that beacon of presence. Yes. They demand of that demand that of us, right, on a regular basis. Yeah. And that's kind of the therapeutic benefit of it, because we're so busy.
We're busy, and even at this therapeutic setting, we're busy.
Yeah.
We have lots to do here. Everybody's always running.
Task list is like a mile long.
And sometimes it's just nice to have a horse remind you, or a horse and student remind you. So last week I covered for someone's lesson. And for me, that was my moment also, was I assumed that they were going to want to just come in, brush, get on and ride. And they didn't. They spent the entire hour just touching the horse very slowly, very intentionally. And the horse, again, I could see his change, that he went from expecting to have to go and ride to full relaxation. He's also another spicier horse, but it was just the intention that she placed hands across his entire body, very slowly, very methodically.
Wow.
And for me, I let her know as well that it was a good learning moment for me, because even watching it reminds me to slow down. Be present, kind of witness the things that are happening too while they're happening. And don't always assume that you know what someone's coming in for. And so that was really interesting. That one was with Tinder, who doesn't always want to be groomed.
Nope.
And he enjoyed it. His head dropped, his eyes were closed, he was sleepy, he was drooling. And he loved it. Yeah. Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing to watch.
Yep.
Because he's very on guard at times too, just from his own background. He doesn't always like to have other horses near him, so he's ready to kind of give his opinion And he was so settled and so relaxed. And the only time he wasn't relaxed was when another horse came in and was sad about being alone and whinnied really loud. And the look on Tinder's face kind of said it. I'm like, what the heck, man?
Yep.
I was in a state. I was relaxed. So
Yep.
it's just a neat moment, but a neat reminder
Yep.
to be present, because we're not always present.
No, and it definitely takes a lot of mindfulness, right, to figure out, hey, like I need to slow down a little bit. So awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, do you have anything that you'd like to share with the general audience about Strongwater or you or anything that people can do?
I don't think so. I mean, come and volunteer with Strongwater.
Right?
We love volunteers. There's no experience necessary. We will train you in everything you need to know. And we have plenty to do.
Yep.
So even if you think you don't have the skill set,
We will teach you.
you do. Well, because we might need your skill set.
Yep, that's fair.
But come and check us out too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call ahead of time, of course. Check us out. Volunteer. I know you're such a huge advocate for the volunteers on a regular basis. Like our conversations have definitely shifted a little bit when it comes to volunteers and making sure that people are taken care of. I'm asking about swag, like what is it that people want? Because we have the hats and stuff like that. We've had the same sort of swag for a few years now. So now it's time to hit refresh and like what is it that the volunteers want? Volunteer Appreciation Week is coming in April, so next month. We'll do a little extra for the volunteers during that week. But yeah, Stacy, you're always such a huge advocate for the volunteers. And some voices, like, it's not that no one, like, some people don't have voices. They all have voices, but you do a brilliant job at amplifying those voices.
Good.
And making sure that people feel taken care of it to the best of your ability. And there's some times where you're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to need help with this. Let me talk to this person and let's get you taken care of. You definitely take care of the team too. Yay. So definitely appreciate all of your overall support, all of your hearts, right, for the mission, for the volunteers, for the clients, the families, and all things Strongwater, right? And I know you're huge into your family too. Your two boys, they're pretty awesome. I remember Owen, he and I mowing together a lot. So it's always great to see him too. But yeah, just like overall, just thank you.
Thank you,
Stacy.
Because I love it here.
You're a rock star, so many levels.
Thank you.
All right. So audience, thank you for your time. Thank you for your interest. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Take care.
And if needed, reach out to volunteer@strongwaterfarm.org because we'd love to have you.
Yes, that too. Take care.